Anytime there's a new hero added to Hero Wars, there's always a bunch of questions. Things like what heroes counter him, what heroes are good with them, do they interact with this hero in that way or not? And we got a couple of videos, couple of topics that people are asking about. Does the new hero Folio do this or do that? First of all, yes, he does counter Orion Augustus pretty well in a large variety of teams. Let's get into it.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero Wars Central, and in this video, I want to talk a little bit about the Mind Stealer ability and how it interacts with Sebastian. Does Sebastian counter this ability? And before we get into the proof and everything, I'm just going to go ahead and say yes. Yes, Sebastian's Ode to Serenity does counter this. We'll talk about it in a second, but more on this skill. For 15 seconds, Folio will steal intelligence from the enemy with the highest intelligence. If blocked with Ode to Serenity or another ability like Nebula or Celeste, something like that, then the ability does magic damage instead. And also if the enemy's intelligence is 0 or there isn't enough to steal, then it does magic damage instead as well. Inky Friends, the blue ability, does a weaker version of the same effect: magic damage, stolen intelligence, all of that. The ability itself has a lot of great uses, specifically against mage teams. Obviously, the more intelligence heroes on the enemy team, the better. But then again, if there's only one strong intelligence hero on the enemy team, like Aiden in a Blender team, then it could be extremely beneficial as well. I could see Folio really countering those Blender teams that only use one intelligence hero, and that hero being Aiden. Killing Aiden quickly will also kill that frontline damage dealer. There is a Folio team that can counter the Ching Maos and the Ishmaels and the Dante Blender, the Kark Blender teams. There definitely is. So now really quickly, looking at this fight again, you can see that while Sebastian's Ode to Serenity does block the intelligence steal from happening from Aiden and other heroes on this team, that just makes the Mind Stealer green ability do magic damage instead, which more quickly kills both Aiden and the hero that he is health linked with. In this instance, it is obviously Ching Mao. So while Sebastian does in a way counter the ability, Sebastian on the defending team actually makes the damage output higher, but it's less control, if that makes sense. So again, yes, Sebastian does counter this ability, but also he does not counter this ability. Now, taking a look at Ode to Serenity from Sebastian, this removes all debuffs from the allied team and conjures a shield that prevents debuffs from being applied up to 15 times. There are a couple of other heroes that do a similar function. You have Nebula's Serenity ability that does something similar and will work in this instance. You also have Celeste and her blue ability Limbo. Whenever she casts the Purifying Sphere, when she goes into her light form, it blocks clears and blocks all negative effects afflicting the ally. So Celeste is kind of weak versus Folio as well. Who knew? Intelligence hero. How about that? Here is a quick fight showcasing this interaction live. So you can see that almost immediately the negative or subtracting intelligence effect gets applied to Sebastian. Now, what's important to note here is that Sebastian has the minus intelligence effect here because he attacked one of the ink copies. The ink copy will use this intelligence suck ability on the hero that attacks the copy. This isn't the actual intelligence steal ability from Folio himself. Just wanted to clarify that, because typically whenever Folio uses his ability, not the clone's ability, he will target obviously an intelligence hero in Aiden and not an agility hero in Sebastian. So let's go ahead and continue this fight. As soon as Sebastian uses his Ode to Serenity ult, you can see that the little wizard hat has disappeared, and every time he attacks one of these inky copies, he should be getting that effect. And obviously Folio is using this ability every 10 or 12 seconds or whatever it is, and nobody is getting that intelligence subtraction effect at all. Now, what's very important to note is, since this is not a charm or silence or stun or blind, Chorus will not stop this effect. You have this Indomitable ability here, enables each ally to block certain control effects. Following effects trigger the skill Silence, Charm, Blind, Stun, and Mind Control. So Chorus does not work against Folio. On the other side of things, Biscuit is an interesting pet choice for Folio. Every time one of Folio's abilities goes off, every time one of Folio's clones uses their attack, then this ability will proc. And the Stay and Chill patronage skill for Biscuit will chew through the 15 Ode to Serenity charges that Sebastian will use for his ultimate. So if you are seeing a lot of Folios on the enemy team, you can use Sebastian to slow down that intelligence drain, just like you can use Sebastian to slow down any other control effects. But if you are seeing Sebastian on the other team and you use Folio, then consider using Biscuit to help run through those charges a lot faster. This myth is absolutely true. Sebastian does stop the Mind Stealer skill from working, at least for 15 charges every few seconds or so, right? Let me know what other questions you have about Folio in the comment section down below. Tell me about the best teams you're finding on offense and defense as well. I'm very interested to see what the community is coming up with. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications to never miss a Folio educational video. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.